Can't believe I'm saying this, but Lala Kent for president? I don't know. Let's talk about it. Here we go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Ooh.
Why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind.
So amazing. Okay, everybody on this cast needs to just meet on in the middle.
Yes.
I think we'd say, I love this song. I'm so excited about it. Zed and Gray and Maren Morris. I love Gray, as you guys know. My great friends, I love them. And I'm so proud this is such a great song. Anyways, let's get into it. There's so much that happened in this episode. Here we go. Okay, before we get started, we'll do quick introductions and then we'll get right into it. So my name is Tiege Dooley-Panko. You guys can find me at TiegeDP pretty much everywhere. So see you there.
I'm Zack Peters. You guys can follow me at Just Plain Zack.
And I'm Serio, and you can follow me at Serio.
And I feel like I have to sing now.
Are you
I feel like
singing?
I have to sing.
I tried something new.
I'm Stacey Olivas. You can find me all over social media at Stacey Olivas. That was nice.
That was
so nice. Oh my gosh.
I was feeling the song.
Yes, and also before we get started, we just want to thank you guys so much for joining in the conversation throughout the week. You guys are so amazing and wonderful. And we have you in the live chat. We've got Tabitha hitting it up already. We're so excited to have you here. And so we're so excited to talk about it. This episode was crazy. It was pretty much the Logan show. We will get into it, but let's take it from the top, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, so first things first. Brittany's mom is here. And Jax whimpers away like a little dog. What do you guys think? This is in the beginning of the episode.
There goes Jax again playing victim.
Right.
Like, poor me. Kristen's out to get me again. Like, everyone's out to get me.
Yeah.
Even though he did so many things wrong.
Yeah.
So many
Continues
things.
to do things wrong. Okay, that's not really that interesting. Let's just get into it, you guys.
No part of Brittany's mom being here was
Exactly.
in
She didn't do anything.
She was there for what Zack said she was there for.
She was there for her camera
Camera
time.
time.
You can see by the end of the
You
episode,
can
she had her
see-
blowout. She got a nice
I
dye
know,
job.
at
She had
the
her
very
rompers
end,
rocking.
I was like, wow, she looks different.
She did all the LA lunches. Like, look, I'm sorry. Bravo, you wasted your budget flying her out. Or Kristen wasting her budget flying her out here because she didn't deliver.
She didn't deliver. And you know what? Honestly, if anything happened this week, I felt less bad for Brittany. I felt more conned. I'm like, I don't want to hear about it anymore. At this point, I don't even want, I know you're not going to change your mind.
Yeah.
Even though he's horrible, you could probably murder someone right in front of you and you just wouldn't care anymore. She doesn't care.
But the mom said just because he admitted that he's a terrible person, it's okay. Didn't you guys hear that?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, Jax claimed he's a terrible person, therefore he really is remorseful.
Okay, yeah. So we're skipping ahead a little
It's
bit.
just a mess.
However, we should just get into it because I can't even hold it back. The dinner with the mom and the sister.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
That was the best
So he says that he's just not happy with himself, and then he has the audacity to say that she isn't motivated and she sleeps till 1 and eats all day and then sleeps till 1 and then eats all day. Are you kidding? You should be like worshiping the ground that this girl walks on.
That's what I mean. And like the mom still wasn't even pissed at that. She still
Right?
didn't even defend her daughter. She was more offended last season at the joke that somebody made that he kissed another guy, and that was like all hell broke loose. And now he cheats on your daughter, and there's proof, and he's on an audio, and he says that she's not even attracted to her, doesn't want to have kids with her, doesn't want to marry her, and that's okay.
Right.
And then you're still going to talk trash about her to Mama's face and the sister's face. Like, the sister was all high and mighty when they did the spinoff. And now all of a sudden they're like, I'm going to sit here and eat my fancy lunch in Beverly Hills and get my blowout in Los Angeles because Bravo flew me out here. And we're not going to give you any crap, Jax.
And Jax donated money to my son.
And Jax donated money. Like, now Jax is insane.
Oh my God, and she was crying because she was so happy. She was so like,
She was like, I understand, like, I felt bad for him, and it's like, no one feels bad for Jax, first of all.
Well, we did for a second.
For a second, he kind of let us play it a little bit.
I hate myself a lot because I feel bad for a lot of these cast members pulling the wool over my eyes.
Yeah.
yeah, you know
In
what?
too many cases, and I'm not okay with it, guys.
Right, that's the thing. It's like,
I'm not
I am there for you, and I have so much sympathy always because I love all of the castmates, and they can they can, threaten to pop me, aka Lala, and then, come back with some woman thing, and I'm like, I love her now. So I'm always the one to take their side, and we all are. We love these people. That's why we watch the show. However, Brittany, it's over. We're done.
She needs
done.
to get
I'm
less
just supporting
airtime.
you.
Less
Yes,
airtime.
and I also just want to say one last thing if we need to go anywhere. But when Brittany, please, we all had respect for you. And then she said in this episode, she was like, well, we broke up. Or she kept saying we broke up.
That didn't
And
happen.
I was like, when did you
And
you're
we're like, I
missed
sleeping with
that.
him, you're living with him, you're sleeping with him, you're going out with him in a social setting. Please redefine what Stacey, what does breakup mean?
Breakup
'Cause
means I'm done, you're gone, I don't talk to you anymore.
we don't sleep in the
for
same
at
bed.
least
We're still
24
not
hours.
boning.
For at least 24 hours.
Well, if you had different apartments and you were going to work on it that way, maybe, if that's you still need to be with each other. But
No.
don't live together.
No.
You got to do something.
She's just a pushover. I'm sorry, I'm just
And
gonna
she
say
kept
it.
saying
She's
that
a
because I think
pushover.
she wanted herself to feel better.
No.
But it's you're lying to yourself, just like Jax. They're perfect because they both lie to themselves to make themselves feel better
It's
about
ridiculous.
what happened.
And Tabitha says, I'm over the Jackson story, or Jax and Brittany's storyline. She only watched the scenes them talking about Logan. Yeah,
Yes,
us too.
Tabitha.
Okay,
Yes.
but wait, you guys, let's not get into it yet. I'm
Okay,
just
fine.
gonna say that the Jax and Brittany storyline has played itself out, and now it's boring. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, we're gonna have something's gonna have to happen because
He's gonna-
they're no longer valuable on the show if they don't have something going on.
Billy.
So yeah, you know what? That is a prediction. Is that Billy might be involved in that relationship at some point.
But also, God knows.
Fingers
With the
crossed.
preview.
I mean, Jack should have slept with her sister, and then that would have made things interesting.
TV
Zach.
time or the mom.
That is
TV
bravo.
time.
I know when I saw
Wait,
the mom
you're
and the
hot
Jax
The
walked in
sister
together.
would have done it.
You think so?
She would. She came with spilling the tea on Logan. She was ready for her 15 minutes on this week's episode. She was ready for it. She wanted it. I don't know if she would have committed to Jax,
Yeah.
but she would have dabbled with it. She would have totally
that would've
dabbled.
been horrible.
Because when they're oh, we have
That's
another
another
surprise,
level.
and it's her sister. It's really.
Yeah, her sister
It's
is
just
the
I
surprise.
just feel that's not
her
necessary.
sister had 2 lines this episode.
That
yeah,
was
I
boring.
wonder, it's just it's good. It's played out, so now something's got to happen.
Yeah.
And the funniest part too in this episode was the fact that to watch Brittany and her sister and even the mom to a little bit of an extent, they were so excited to talk about something else. They were so excited to talk about Logan.
Yeah.
And, this is what I heard. Oh my gosh! And they were so excited because we finally weren't talking about Jax being the worst. But I was like, we didn't forget. Okay,
No.
we didn't forget why you're there, what you should be doing there, and that you're not doing.
And if you're gonna come for your daughter and for your sister, then you don't go and gossip on camera about other cast
Exactly.
members. They wanted camera time. I called
and
it.
they want.
Yeah, and they gave
I
They
know.
gave her a minute or two just to further the storyline.
She
with
knew that would
Logan.
get her more camera time.
And just also when her mom sat down with Lisa when they were all the youngins having a good time.
Yes.
And she sat down, I feel like that was all obviously planned out, and
Yeah.
it just made it seem like Brittany's mom wants to be the next Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, they were watching it
added in
all.
with them.
And Lisa cared more about Brittany and her feelings and Jack screwing her over than
than
Mama
Mom.
did.
I know.
Yeah, the whole dinner was just insane. It's like you're watching something that is insane. He's like a master manipulator. Because you're an outsider, this is crazy, and she's clearly gonna bark back. Didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
She just cried and said how thankful she was. I was like, this. Am I in an alternate universe?
She was like, just tell me how it is, all the bad stuff. It's no. And you could tell that Jax has practiced that in his mirror
Yeah.
15 times probably every morning.
And
With his last 15 girlfriends.
yeah. Well, and it's so funny. It's like any guy. I mean, that's excuse number one. I'm just not happy with I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy with myself. And she fell for it. She said, he is unhappy with himself. I don't know. I wrote it down. It was direct quote.
She was like, I feel bad for him
because he is unhappy or something.
Something
he
of
is
that
He
extent.
said he was unhappy with himself. He knows he's messed up.
He feels like he's a
and-
terrible person and that he's probably going to try not to do it again. But he's going to do it again, so
She's like, I
Case
believe
done.
in second chances, and I thought you could change before, so I still believe.
Jax found
Yeah.
his match.
He's
Okay, he found his match.
next.
Brittany, who's going to stick with him as he cheats on her with whoever.
Well,
and
now he knows it's okay.
Yeah.
So of course he's gonna keep doing
like
it.
he said when she left.
can't.
Next.
Yeah.
Next.
I found the quote. It
one.
reads as he's not happy
Swipe
with
left.
his self. He is not happy
He
with
is not.
himself.
Well,
With
we've
his
known
self.
that when he's dated Stassi and he cried and said he knows it's him. I know it's me.
And he's the last one to even be upset with himself for 4.5 minutes.
Right.
He just thinks he's God and he can do anything because people let him get away
They
with
let
it.
him get away with
long as he
it.
has
Because
his
then
beer
he
and his
leaves
girl.
and he's like, yeah, he was like, I got my girl. I have cold beer in the fridge, so bye.
Life's good.
He he's more himself when he's like that douchey person than when he's trying to apologize.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like, just be that guy then and let everyone know. And then maybe people will actually feel bad for you even though you're a douche. I
Yeah.
don't know. Let's try that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Jax,
I mean,
let's try it.
Can't hurt.
We're all anti.
Oh
him
yeah,
now,
he's
though, so
definitely
it's
having.
like,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
definitely having a midlife crisis.
Person
1, 2, 3.
I 100% agree. 100% agree. Okay,
Yeah.
so then
Love
we
that.
have Brittany's sister's 5 seconds of being on
Every time
camera.
She had a good 5 seconds though.
She had a
just
good
spilling
5
that.
seconds. I mean,
that
that
was a
was
good story.
valuable
I mean,
tea.
I just feel like while we were in LA, we could have had somebody like do something with those eyebrows. We could have like gotten our hair done. Like,
I mean,
like there's a lot we couldn't have done. Mama really got dolled up.
you guys, she's not from LA. It's
but
okay.
I
She's not from
That's why you
LA.
come to LA. But they have a dry bar down the street.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm so sorry, but
Look,
she
I'm only
was
on
an
camera for
oddball.
45 minutes Monday nights. And I try hard when I come in here.
for the
So
people.
funny.
It's all for the people.
Thank you, Tabitha. She couldn't get over the eyebrows either. I'm not the only one.
Thank you, because she was making
Yeah.
me. Every time she came on the screen, I was just like,
Okay, so all right, so her 5 seconds were her spilling actual good tea.
Good tea. That was
They
great
gave
tea.
her bravo.
Yeah.
It was pretty nice and let her spill some juicy drama.
Bravo
And
planted that
saying,
drama.
yeah, of course. And so she said, she's the one who confirms that Logan was crying to her that night, and then reveals Logan said he has been sleeping with James and he loves James and he's so upset that James isn't at the party. So that is what happened. And that was her 5 seconds, and then we moved on to the meat of the story, which is the Logan saga. Should we get into it?
We need to.
Yeah.
Okay, happening right now. Oh, also, I want to let you guys know, I had been sliding in the DMs of Logan last week, and we were talking, chatting. He was gonna talk. He was gonna be here, and then I don't know what happened midweek. You guys, he responded to me.
Tweet him.
Listen to what we all need to tweet him.
Get him
He
on, we
responded
need
and
him.
said, "I will only go if James goes." So I think that they're friends right now because last week he said that they were gonna
friends?
be. Anyways,
I mean, I guess there's.
then he
not...
pulled out, so we don't know what's happening. So tweet him. Oh my gosh! I'm sorry. He pulled out of coming in here. I didn't even mean it like that. I didn't even mean it like that. However, that is a thing as well. So, yeah, tweet him because we want him to come in here.
Yeah, we do. We want him.
We'd like to hear his side.
Yeah.
He seems like a nice,
we just
great
wanna
guy.
hear
We
his
just want to hear his
Yeah,
side.
I want to see how it all turns out because they obviously weren't friends this week, but they're friends now. So I guess
They're
a
friends.
BJ helps every.
Oh my
relationship.
gosh!
That was
Stop
set
it.
up though. That whole like conversation when James came in.
Thank you.
Totally
I
set
said
up
that
and
too.
staged. He talked to Logan before, went
Yeah.
in there and said
talking about?
when the James came in to talk
went
to Brittany's
into-
mom.
Yeah, with the sister, and she
Yeah,
dropped the
totally set
bombshell.
up.
That was absolutely set up, and I think that James had called right before. He walked in and said, "Hey, I gotta do this for the camera,
Yeah.
so can you just please deny it all? Here I go." And then I think that that's how that happened. But what was interesting was that James cried.
You know what I think? I think you're right. It was supposed to be a setup, but I think James flipped on Logan to protect himself.
What do you
I
mean?
think they talked about it beforehand, and he said, "I'm gonna call you on camera," because I mean, it was obviously set up.
course.
He's like, "I'm gonna call you on camera, say that it's a lie, and I'll defend you, and we'll make her look bad." But then he flipped it and started crying and made it look like Logan was the one trying to create this lie that they're really together.
So that is sad. Poor Logan.
I think he
I
flipped.
felt
Yeah,
bad for
because he's
him.
trying to protect. I mean, obviously he's clearly in the closet and he's trying to protect that. And I mean, he totally flipped on Logan, and why Logan's even still his friend. Bad pun. Why Logan's even still his friend is like sad.
Yeah.
To what extent, though, are you going to protect yourself? Like, I don't...
He just threw shade
I
on
know,
his friend on
but-
camera.
Yeah, I mean, that
And
is
he's still with
ridiculous.
Raquel. And
Poor
I mean,
thing,
can
they
I just
just-
say this is the most I've ever heard Raquel speak.
But
she
also
said
people-
2 sentences this
Also, I
episode.
think we witnessed their first date.
Yeah, their
ever
first date ever.
Yeah.
in a relationship.
That's my thing.
Like a year in.
Should we get into that? So, well, just really quick, let's talk about the quick scene we saw of Raquel and James on a date, I guess, making wine. I don't know what if she's uncomfortable on camera. Possibly, it's possible. But it
know.
felt so awkward. It did not feel like they liked each other at all.
Like it was fake. Like
I
she
felt
was...
like it wasn't like they didn't have chemistry.
I feel like James had to drop the line of like, oh yeah, my sexy little scientist. I feel like no one would actually say that to someone. I
Right.
feel like he needed to say it to make it seem like, you know, he was attracted to her.
Yeah.
That just felt uncomfortable. And also, I feel like when Raquel was kind of trying to bring up the conversation, it just didn't seem like she really cared. It just felt like she
No,
needed to say it because
She wants
of the
to be
cameras.
famous too.
Yeah.
I feel like she wants airtime
Totally.
too, so she'll do anything. She'll
Yeah.
date a guy
Nobody
that's...
puts in those
She
colored
will,
contacts on camera if they don't want to be
And
filmed.
okay,
I called
We
it,
saw
I
it.
called it
We
last
saw
week.
it.
she had the fake lashes on. She had the which hey,
Yes.
hey, I'm the last person to call somebody out on that. However,
You know you're on camera and you're
Yeah.
coming in
yeah.
ready for
so
it.
yeah, so I think same thing.
Same
But
thing.
you
going
can
on.
own it.
Well, yeah, and I think she probably I don't know if she would. But you know,
She doesn't have like a defense though. I feel like if she just, I don't know, genuinely probably cared about what was happening, then it might seem interesting. But I really don't think she does because
No.
then
Do you think she's that naive though to think
no.
no, I just
No,
think
you don't
she's-
miss stuff like that. If you think you're dating someone, even if you're the coolest chick on the block, I
Uh-huh.
feel like you become just a little crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah,
You just
she's not into
check a little bit closer on his phone. You know, I don't know. I feel like when you're dating someone like that, especially after she said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so
Yeah.
sick of hearing everybody is, you know, hooking up with my boyfriend."
the whole world is having
Yeah.
sex with my boyfriend?
Well, that I thought was weird too. I was like, wait, we weren't even questioning that.
It takes 2 to have sex. So
yeah.
if the whole world is having sex with him, then he must be engaging.
And then how funny is it that his defense was everybody wants to be with me?
Ew.
Total narcissist.
I mean, he thinks that. He
Total
really does. He's
narcissist.
like, well, I mean, it's James Kennedy. So.
I think, look, at person's made up a good point.
Okay.
Person 1, 2, 3.
What?
Look, she said that she's talking about how Brittany's mom was so baffled by Jax making out with another guy last season, but yet neither of them were shocked about the James Logan rumor, and here we were talking about them actually having sex.
Yeah.
Hello, they want
Hello.
camera time.
Hello.
Oh, that's very true.
It's a circus
Yeah.
out there, and we are all
Now our
That's what
morals
I'm
have
saying.
changed.
Like, I can't.
right.
Ugh.
How funny is that?
Our morals have suddenly changed.
I know, because
now
wasn't
that
she
we
like
have
a
more
strong
camera time.
Christian woman?
She like can't
From
put
the
the two
South
and
or
two together.
something?
She like
Yeah.
last season she just couldn't.
She had her Bible.
Yeah.
You know,
don't know.
I don't know what's gonna happen with this whole thing. I think
It's gonna be a Maury show. That's what it's gonna be.
you know, and it's like, oh, there's just,
Jerry.
oh, you guys, we didn't even get to the fight.
Oh,
my
yes!
gosh! Oh, I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
go.
I'm so sorry. We've been a little bit
Go.
hobble jobble
Go.
this episode because
So much.
We've been all over.
so
the
much
place.
happened. Let's
Sorry.
get into the fight that happened at the bar between Scheana and Katie, and then Tom
Lala.
gets involved, and Lala, who apparently should run for president because
Girl power.
Girl
Women
power.
empowerment all the way with
She
her.
just got up there.
She
You know
needs
what?
to
She's
lead
great.
the women's march.
right? She's like my new fave. Like
Yeah.
she's
I like her.
yeah, I
Very
like her
Lala.
too, and she's able to like get over things. Like she's actually like a cool chick that's like, okay, maybe we were fighting, but I'm gonna forgive you. We're gonna be friends. Like she does that with James. She does that with Scheana. She just is like kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like her. But anyways, let's talk about the fight. So what do you guys think? So she, yeah, I mean, it was absolutely crazy. She kind of gets in the middle of Scheana and Katie talking.
Yes.
And then Tom comes in and says, you know, Scheana, you're bootleg
Bootleg
Kardashian.
Kardashian.
Yeah.
Can I just say, like, what's wrong with being like a Kardashian?
There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
to
maybe
me.
not the bootleg
The
part.
bootleg
Yeah,
one.
the bootleg no, but the Kardashian thing. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, nothing wrong with that. But yeah, he said she had fake nails. Everything's fake about her.
It is.
Which, I mean, the nails. I mean,
who doesn't?
I'm sure Katie has fake nails.
I didn't have fake
But yeah, no, I thought it was interesting. And this was crazy to me, was that Tom felt like he had to go announce this to Lisa. Like he stuck up for his wife finally.
To a girl though, he stuck up to a girl, not a man. Like his friends, he'll like have their back, but to another girl, he'll like call her out and yell at her. That's what I did. I thought it was like, come
that's
on.
ironic.
I liked it because I feel like this is what I thought, at least when Tom said that to Lisa. I thought like he wanted it to get back to Lisa, so it looked good in Lisa's eyes because of the whole Tom thing. And the fact that that is his reason for doing something is a little sad.
Yeah, he wanted Lisa's applause.
But
Right?
just like what Lisa said, it's like, well, yeah, that's part of the deal. Like, you guys stick up for each other in public, obviously, but you can disagree, but disagree, like, at home. When it's just the two
Figure it
of
out in
you,
private.
like, that was just perfect advice to
Yeah.
me. So I'm glad that she said that, but I don't think anyone listened.
You don't drag your wife on camera.
No.
No. Oh my
He
gosh.
does.
Well, and
All the time.
next week in that preview we
Oh,
saw
God,
that we don't know. It's not confirmed if Tom is the one who said that Katie has gained weight, but we see that Katie is talking to Lisa and said, I can't believe he would say that I gained weight.
Someone told her. But Lala also told her that last season.
I know, but it's like girl power
I mean,
now.
Yeah, now we're it's
Feminism
girl
is the movement.
Can I say something about the whole Scheana whatever?
No.
Not at all. I just feel like, yes, maybe people think that Sheena's just like the black sheep in the corner and like she's easy to gang up on or whatever. I don't necessarily see that, but I also feel like Scheana just needs to drop it too. Like if it was just
Of
dropped,
course.
Let it go. Let it go. Like I just want her to let it go.
because it was all just like the jabs at each other. They were like, oh, well, look who's making out with people. Like that's what she said to Tom. And it's just like, you're never going to get past it. There's
No.
just nothing, it's not going to.
Everyone has issues on the show that you could just throw stuff at each other. Then it's just an ongoing, nonstop.
Yeah,
drama,
and to your
it's like-
point, I feel like Sheena's like, everybody stop talking about me. And everyone's like, we're not talking about you. Shut up.
Yeah, you were literally last week's news. It's
Like
not
3 weeks ago, and the only person that keeps bringing it up every week is you.
I know. Yes, but maybe that's the only way she can stay relevant this season. I don't
think-
know.
But she doesn't like issues. She doesn't
I think
like
she's
issues.
so involved in her head
Herself,
that she
yeah.
thinks that like this is gonna be her storyline. But it's like it was one episode. We got over it. Like now we
Yeah.
want to see what happens with James and Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not interested in you.
Let's see if one of them tries to make out with Rob. Then we'll talk about you, sweetie.
Yeah, then we've got something to talk
Don't
about.
you have a show in Vegas? Girl,
Yeah.
bye.
So okay. So many crazy things happened. Next week we see that there's a fire at SUR. And Tom Schwartz's brothers are in town. And Ariana, we haven't seen a lot of Ariana.
We haven't.
And then we see that she has issues with someone next week. Who did she have an issue with in the preview?
I don't remember that.
She had an issue
Maybe
with someone.
Tom. She's always having issues with Tom.
Was it
Yeah.
We
Tom?
didn't see Tom this season.
Oh, maybe it was Katie.
You mean
or
this
something.
episode?
But we saw, oh yeah.
They haven't really had that much of a storyline.
No, I just saw him. He had
No.
such a dad moment. He was like taking a selfie of everyone taking shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
I want to see
though.
what if we see more about like Stassi and Patrick, because this week we tonight we saw
Yes,
that,
yes,
that
yes.
he left
so sad.
on a trip without her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, sweetie, he's just not. It's a book. It's called He's Just
Just
Not That Into You.
Thank
we need to
you.
read it. I'll send you a highlighter. I mean, what do you,
Right.
do you prefer audio? Do you prefer Kindle? Let me know.
that's
I'll
so
send it to you. Like I
sad.
love Stassi, and seeing her like this caught up with the guy that like went on vacation without you.
I think she should
And-
date Peter. Maybe.
I like
We're
I
over
like
the
Peter.
exes.
I
Exes.
like Peter though.
But like, let's just get over.
The
Would
only
you date
one
Peter?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
exes.
Of course.
But exes, like, you don't go back on that kind of thing. Okay, no, the thing about the Patrick going on the Euro trip by himself, I think that I thought it was weird because he was like, I need to. Aren't you happy for me? I want to grow. Like
My experience. Like this is
it's my experience. No,
But if
I
you're
don't
with
think
somebody,
I am. I
you
want
want to experience life
with
together.
them.
What girl would be like, okay, yeah, go and have fun, and I'm just gonna sit here and wait for you?
I feel like it's different if it was obviously like work related. They're like, yeah, we'll just like be excited. I'd be like, yeah, okay, great.
Yeah.
But like,
Right.
no.
Mm-mm.
But I've noticed because I was listening when Patrick said, but don't you need to be happy for me? And it was the same kind of thing, like how Jax talks too, and they just use the word me and stuff. They don't know how to
have an adult
see it,
relationship.
like see it as like it's not that bad of a thing,
Yeah.
but that also really means that they're just not really into, and that's kind of hard.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they're just
to-
selfish people.
I don't know if Patrick is. Jack's on 1,000%. But I just think the whole Patrick and Stassi thing is just.
I think Patrick is selfish because he obviously isn't into the relationship, so he's going off and living his life without
Yeah.
Stassi. And I think that's selfish to drag her on because
Yeah.
it gives you an ego boost. It strokes you,
Makes-
it makes you feel good about yourself.
You're
that
on
this
another
girl's
show.
into you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that whole thing was weird, and we clearly are seeing it begin to crumble. We now know it's over, so we're starting to see the rocks fall off of the cliff. Another thing I thought was interesting. What do you guys think? When I was watching the scene of Lala and James playing tennis,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like he still like has this massive crush on her. He can't like hear her talk about her man.
I just
he like
like that
changes
they're-
the topic.
I like that they're bonding over balls.
Yeah,
They're tossing the balls back and forth.
right. I know.
Yeah.
He does
I've
bash
always
her.
thought that. I've always thought that.
That James likes balls.
Yes.
That he's good at.
And
Working
also that I don't think he's ever really gotten over Lala, but also, like I said, these people trick me on this show, so I don't
Always.
know what to believe,
Right, and then
and it
she
upsets me.
right.
Maybe he's just bi.
It's totally
mean,
possible. It sounds like that might be
totally.
the case. And so he brings up.
Zach's
Oh wait! Oh no! This is the best part about that scene is
I don't know.
they're talking about Logan. Logan gets brought up, and then James, because he's like so flustered, says Logan is my girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
My mate, yeah.
But
and
he
Lala's like, you made a mistake. And I was like, no, he didn't.
we rewound it just to
No,
make
we
sure that he did in fact say Logan is my girlfriend. And so, yeah, I mean, the red flags are just literally, it's like a flag
All
field.
over the place.
It's a field of red flags, if you will.
Yeah, that red flag is hard and erect.
Oh yeah, it's up. It's up. Up there. And then it's up there. The flag is up there.
Okay.
But yes, and then if you notice James' face afterwards when he was like, no, like you caught me off. It was like that embarrassed, like
Giggle.
cute little
And
like
he's
Blush.
defensive.
look.
He's pretty defensive. Even when the guys were talking to him, Jax was talking about him, he left.
Hard
he took
defensive.
off.
Yeah, if you notice, they had to do a really manly sport like boxing or something
Uh-huh.
for all the guys to like.
I bet
Yeah.
you Bravo was like just secretly hoping that James would go and like punch something because he was like, you know,
So
like
pissed.
already like geared up to do that.
But he
and
was like, no, this is me. Like I can't.
and then he like wants to cry.
Because it's all coming out.
The funny thing
It's been
is,
coming out, sweetie.
the funny thing is, none of the guys are denying this at all. I think Schwartz gave it a 77% rating, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure
Everyone-
not
Jax
a
gave
percent
like
rating.
Kristen.
He said it was 70% of James has
possibility.
been. No, 70% of James has been inside Logan, is what he said.
What? I
His
thought
mouth.
that.
That's what he said.
Oh,
And
gosh.
Kristen's
Yeah.
even confirmed it. Kristen said,
Kristen
yeah.
was
Kristen
even like,
confirmed.
yeah, she
Wham
was
in the
like, I mean,
penis
we live in
pond.
West Hollywood. They're not opposed to it though, so
Yeah,
like, that's
they're
fine.
all-
And then even when James asked Jax was like, I mean, he
He's
didn't
like,
answer.
I'm
I
not
don't
judging
think he
you.
answered.
Jack's like, I hooked up with James.
And then, I mean, let's just say, the other Tom, he didn't say anything.
Oh.
Tom
I'm just-
Sandoval?
Yeah.
You know
He
what? And
didn't-
Tom, for a while,
They probably have some fun,
He
all of them.
didn't-
Tom and Ariana have been having issues.
That's what we've said before. Just
Maybe
saying.
that's why the group of guys is so tight knit, especially when they're having problems with their girls.
Yeah.
Or their
'cause
guys.
They have each other.
They're getting their fixes.
Oh my god.
See,
Okay,
what's
what's next?
Okay, we have just
Guys.
gone so deep and dark.
Wait, I want to make a comment because Lala kept talking about that's off of this.
Please.
Lala keeps talking about this new feminism.
Yes.
What's classic feminism? Like, what's the difference?
So I don't know what she meant, but it just spoke to me, and I was like, yes,
I'm all
Lala.
for it.
That's what I've been. I feel like that's. I love Lala. Is all I want to say.
Feminism just be feminism and girls
Feminism,
support each
It's like,
other.
yeah, supporting
course.
each other,
It's
not
just
taking each other
support
down.
other.
But it's-
exactly.
Build
live-
each other up. That's
Of
what she
course,
meant.
well, we live in this weird place called LA, and it's really competitive here. And I think that, you know, especially when you're on a show like this, I think girls have a tendency to, you know, and you always kind of want to stir the pot, and obviously to stay relevant, it's easy if you know, create a storyline or whatever. So I think that I really like Lala because she was just straight up and was like, let's just stand up for each other, you guys, but unfortunately that's just not going to work for ratings. So but we can't all get along.
I did really like how she was like, she felt a sense of responsibility for trying to get Katie and Scheana to make up, because she's like, I'm the one that that told her that this was sad, and now I feel responsible and I feel bad, so I want to mend this friendship.
She's great.
I thought that was very big of Lala. I mean, I wouldn't have expected this from her, talking about popping people a few weeks ago.
This episode, I was like, there's no coming back from the poppin' that I was scared about. And now she's like this, she's Oprah. Whoa, that was aggressive.
With her leather vest, she was.
I mean,
this episode.
she's kind of like the glue keeping people together right now. It's like
she's trying.
I mean, I understand what she's wanting to do, but it's just not going to happen when you have people casted on the show. Scheana, yeah, that's true. That's literally what's in my head, and it didn't come out of my mouth. So thanks.
Do you want to read
Person 1, 2, 3.
It's good.
I love her feminism to do whatever and whomever you gotta do to get a Range Rover. Ooh, that took a twist.
I just wanted to put that opinion out
fist
there.
Emoji.
Person 1, 2, 3 in the chat. I think you do
like
have
how you made me read
kind
that.
of a point.
Who are you?
She got nervous. Remember when you would like popcorn to people? She was like,
Zach, you read this. Sorry, I forgot how to read.
Those were not my words.
No, it's person 1, 2, 3, but I do think that is definitely a side of the argument. I mean, hey, we love Lala.
I don't
Although, sometimes you can't forget about what happened in the past, and you don't know.
Look, whatever floats your boat, whatever gets you Range Rover in the garage, I'm all for it. If you're happy, I'm happy for you.
Yes.
No judgments.
Yeah, and person 1, 2, 3
New
wanted to
feminism.
clarify. She didn't mean it negatively. Or person, he or
But
she.
I like how Lala isn't judgmental. I agree.
Yes, I mean,
think
it
the
is.
yeah,
rest of the
she's
cast
not.
should be
She
less
definitely did a
judgmental.
360. That's for sure.
Oh, I thought you were going to say threesome.
Zach!
I mean,
All right, you know what?
we need.
We're getting out of here.
We need to tone it.
We're getting out.
It's getting hot.
We're jumping out of the pool. We can't do this anymore.
Our systems detect that.
We're getting out. Run out. That's good.
Okay, should we
okay,
lay
we're
into
not
our
scared.
predictions?
Let's lay into our predictions, okay? Let's start over there. What do you think will happen next week?
Your AfterBuzz TV.
I don't know. I think there's so much that just came out this episode that I just think that James is going to keep denying it. Nothing's really going to happen. Nothing's going to change. I don't think anything's that. Maybe Jax and James, or Jax and Billy. Billy might make more of an appearance because we're seeing a lot of her.
I saw her in KTLA this
Yeah,
morning.
she's making the
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're on a press tour now.
We're working on getting her in as well. So keep your fingers crossed. Yes. I'll
Yeah,
get to
tweet
it.
all the cast members and tell them you
tweet
want to
them
see them on
all.
AfterBuzz.
Yes, we've been trying.
It'd be so fun. We
Yeah.
have nothing to worry about. I'm just kidding.
Except person 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. Next week. I hope that Tom isn't the one that called Katie, like that she was gaining weight. I really hope it wasn't him. I have a great feeling that it was, though. So I want to know how that plays out. I hope, you know what? I hope we see more of Raquel.
I don't.
I just want to see why. Like, why is she there? There has to be a reason, no? They can't just be like a draw. Like, she can't just have this wine science moment and then,
Well,
you know?
I think she's there because James is trying to hold the beard up.
Yeah, and
Well,
that's
I'm going to need to see, like, something come to a head.
I mean, go ahead.
no. I mean, I think
can't.
that she's there because there's something else going on and I think she's vital to the story. Because
Yes, I know. But
anyways, what do you think is gonna happen next week?
What do I think is going to happen next week? I think the whole Jackson Brittany thing is done. I think they're just going to be back together and he's not going to need to do anything big. I think in Brittany's eyes, him talking to the mom and having this big lunch is his way of proving and winning them over, even though it wasn't hard. that's his way of redemption, and we're gonna see them get back together, and it's gonna be smooth sailing from there. I think next week we're also. I don't think Tom was the one that made the comment about Katie.
You don't?
I
Who do you
don't.
think it is?
I don't know. I think it was somebody else.
I mean, I hope it's not.
I really hope it's not, because he
hope
kind of
it's
redeemed
not.
himself, and he was kind of like giving himself a little pat on the back for standing up
Yeah.
for his wife for the first time in I don't know how many years. So I hope we didn't back trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this James and Logan thing is only gonna get deeper.
Okay. So I think that's true, and we really want to get him on the show. So if you guys would, if you guys have a second, maybe tweet at Logan or Instagram him and say,
Yeah.
hey, go talk to our AfterBuzz people
Yes,
because we really
please.
want you to talk to them.
Yeah.
Because that'd be really cool. We just want to hear his side of the story. And he's great, and I'm sure he would be fun to have in anyways.
Yes.
And then also for next week, I think that this whole Jax with the Reiki girl is going to be a storyline.
Ooh, yeah, that.
He
forgot
can't
about
calm
that.
down for 5 minutes. I mean,
No.
they were already way too close for my comfort. I mean, if you are accused of those things, I don't need you close to a girl like that, like for 7 years.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunately
And
it's
like I
Jax
get
Taylor.
it, it's like you feel safe and warm and you want to feel connected, but it's just like that is not for you, dude.
No, and it's as if he's buying into the Reiki stuff.
And didn't he say something like "call me Jason" or something?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like,
That
I don't
is
like to be
Alter
Jax.
ego.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's scary.
Just stop.
Yes.
That's all I have to say.
All I have to say. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. And as always, let us know what you thought in the comments below. That sounded so cheesy, YouTubey, in the comments below. But anyways, let us know what you guys thought of tonight's episode, and we will be sure to get back to you. We love hearing what you guys say, and also the support is just great. You guys are amazing. We can't say it enough. And if you want to follow us during the week, you guys can find me at TigDP. Pretty much Insta is the place I hang out the most. But we'll see you there. And to my left. is-
I'm Zack Peter, and you guys can follow me at Just Plain Zack. I'm always like tweeting live during the show, and I love our combos, so let's keep them going.
Yeah, let's keep
Yeah,
going.
and he's hilarious. So follow everyone. Again,
Everyone.
I'm Sarah Serio. You can follow me at SSerio.
And I'm Stacey Olivas. You guys can follow me all over social media at Stacey Olivas.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much. What a fun night. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Yay.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.